team.
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
It's pretty disgusting, but that is neither here nor there. We're going into losers finals now. And
we're having the standard team of Fox as Larry. Sorry, Larry as Fox.
I saw the same exact.
I told myself I wasn't going to do that. I'm so mad.
Look, G-Vic, that's exactly why I hesitated. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. I clearly see who's here.
Yeah.
But no, we have Teb and Klaatu going against Jtails and Larry. And both of them just kind of trading blows, except for Klaatu taking a lot of punishment at this time, sitting at 91% already.
Yeah.
Getting clipped by that backer. Jtails doing a great job getting Klaatu off of his teammate, but again, saving Larry too. Just wants to occupy that space. Makes it difficult for the yellow team to really get in there.
Right now, it's Klaatu who's occupying that point position, tossing in a few Pikmin, but more importantly, just using the intimidation of his smash attacks to get a lot of room cleared out. But he gets opened up by Jtails for overextending a little bit. Teb returns that favor, and I love that response by Klaatu, right? He jumps up and smacks Teb while he's in free fall to make both of them as responsive as possible early on.
Oh, so nasty. Larry from that PK fire runs up with that out smash, racking up a bunch of percent. Klaatu now sitting at 40 very early, still taking some more punishment. Teb way off stage, still has the jump, able to recover, jumping right over Jtails and getting away from that up smash attempt of Larry.
Like that, the up tilt into up air. Both members of Red Team keeping their own respective edge guard on point. Jtails cleaning up Teb stock, and Klaatu not looking too good out here himself, but Teb gets in the way of the Red Team, offering enough covering fire.
Yeah, I mean, having Larry on the other side of you, if you are Klaatu, you have to be very weary of that, just because Larry has so much experience going against Olimars. But namely, I'm hip out of SoCal. He knows exactly how to punish this character and get around it. And he's already made sure that when Klaatu is at that ledge, he is not coming up for free. And look at these neutralers, keeping him in the fire!
Man, already 64% on Klaatu's last stock. This gives Red Team just so much to work with now. If they find one more opening at Klaatu, like an up smash by Larry could almost do the job. You saw him hunt for it right there.
Still trying to get it. Here comes the backer attempt, but the upper gonna catch Teb up off the stage, and unfortunately, you see Jtails losing his stock as well.
Larry just willing to fire off all of these up smashes, recognizing the percent that both members of Yellow Team are at. And that has to just put so much fear into Yellow Team where you feel like you have to block, but Klaatu is not going to be scared at all, throws out those smashes knowing that he has more reach than whatever else Fox has.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. Still tossing out all these smash attacks, such a great tool for Olimar, as we've already said here today. Larry trying to find his opening, allowing to get eaten up by that Pikmin, but look at that, Jtails losing his stock very early. Again, Mario still has those ceiling combos.
Both the members of Yellow Team, though, important to point out, Fox can take out almost, like both of these guys actually, with a well-placed up smash each. So Larry is not out of this yet. He just needs to find the right moment to pounce in. He finds the...
taking that stock, but he's getting caught by the purple on the opposite side. It's just splatting straight there on the screen.
And that was really important by Klaatu to just guess which side Larry would try drifting after that up air, right? Because that was kind of a mix-up in itself. But Klaatu correctly guesses he was going to look for a cross-up and just turns around and gets that up smash out. So very great stuff as a start for the Yellow Team here. And you can take that first game kind of by the skin of their teeth, though. Even though it was a 3 stock on paper, again, both stocks very damaged. That could have ended up being a 1v1 versus Larry, who's looking to be one of the scariest players in the early days of Ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, how that game was shaping up is if both members of the Red Team able to hold on to it, Jtails not losing that stock very early. If you were able to take those 2 stocks from the Yellow Team, you were down to a 2v1 situation, but they were so calm, collected to hold on to it, take those stocks away, and ends up coming out with that W there in Game 1. So we're moving on to Game 2. I don't expect any character switches, but here we have the strategy out coming from Jtails and Larry, really discussing what just happened, want to really calm and collect themselves to get back to their winning ways.
And they're going, again, with the Ness and the Fox. Same ones that we've seen them do pretty much all of their damage with in this top 8.
We're going to Town and City yet again, getting this nice big stage, not trying to die early to those ceiling combos as we've seen already.
Oh, yeah. That's so bizarre to say. They're like, oh, yeah, he's taking him to Town and City. They're going to Town and City to not die off the top,
It's funny because even as I see people playing on this stage and I see someone going to the thing, I'm like, oh, he's dead. Oh, wait, never mind. That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
He's good.
This is a peaceful place here. Nobody dies in this city. A lot of contention for that bottom half of the stage, but it is the yellow team that gets to claim it first. We have both a white and purple in Klaatu's lineup, which is going to do a ton of damage onto Larry.
To get fired, not going to be on the mark. You see Ted being very aggressive, trying to get that forward smash. Just a little bit too slow to try to punish.
Good recognition by Larry as well. He had the choice to try to bait out an air dodge by Ted, maybe find that up air. Instead chose to help protect Jtails on his way back to the stage because he remembers how good Klaatu is at doing this edge guard. So he constantly is dipping back every now and then with a dash attack or something to keep
Larry getting clipped by the first down air, and Tab keeping up the pressure with the second, able to get that stock and continuously tossing out these downers. Such a great tool there in the air. Multi-hits. If you try to air dodge it, you might end up getting hit at the bottom anyway, and that last hitbox has so much knockback. Only one Pikmin. Larry just not afraid.
Yeah, and trying to get that same up tilt trap, but Olimar having super armor on frame 2 thanks to his whistle. Gets right back down seamlessly.
Larry gonna need a back air, find himself off stage. I'm not entirely sure what ended up hitting him there, but he's gonna take some more damage. The back throw from Jtails, taking Teb's stock.
Both members of yellow team holding on to that stage. They're just slowly getting more and more value out of their positioning, even though they're kind of, I want to actually call this an even game, because even though red team has a stock lead, because of the percent differences on both teams, it's really on yellow team to find one opening, and they can take a stock lead themselves entirely.
Larry's trying to come down with that neutraler yet again, but sandwiched in between both members of the yellow team. Jtails also losing his stock. Larry off the top from the downer yet again.
And this is exactly what yellow team was priming themselves up to, with just focusing on damage over a kill for that stock period.
And G-Pick, like you were just saying, those two stocks so bloody. They both lost it, and there we have the yellow team again taking the stock lead. Good jabs coming out from Larry, getting off of him, and Jtails is following up with a neutral air as well, getting that extra bit of damage.
Yeah, we have Klaatu touching ground, and again, as we've seen, the trend is for this game is whenever they find themselves in a juggling position, both teams are prioritizing so much more keeping their teammate alive if possible. And it's been helping a bit there. In that situation, though, Klaatu actually kind of got blown up by Jtails right afterwards.
Yeah, G-Pick, that's just really the strength of having your partner with there. It's so much harder trying to do a 2v1 comeback than having both members, just because your options are going to be limited. We talked about this a little earlier. Yeah, because when you're getting hit on your shield, you're going to be stuck there for a little bit. Then you have the other teammate going around to try to go ahead and catch him. G-Pick, I see your reaction. Yeah. What's really important to note here is we have one stock apiece for everybody, but Larry at a smoking 123%, he really can't afford to get up smashed by anybody at this point, which really limits his ability to be confident and just leaping in with one of his trademark up smashes. Just great call out from Teb. Saw that up smash online from Klaatu, and Larry saw the same exact thing. He's like, I'm just going to go over the top. I don't want to deal with this. And you know what? You can't avoid everything, Larry. Just the intimidation by Teb, recognizing that Jtails wanted to just jump over that situation instead of roll into Klaatu's arms and still keeping the ledge pressure going. That was an interesting option. I think that was a bait attempt by Jtails, if not a messed up PK fire. But we're trying to use the flood instead. Not going to land it back. Throw a little off the mark to get that conversion. Now the yellow team primed to go ahead and go up 2-0 unless Jtails really just pull this out.
Caught here between both members of yellow team. Jtails still keeping it together though. Yeah, trying to land that back air. Top smash not going to be online, but the second one will do it off the top. Teb Klaatu up 2-0 now. Yeah, just a strong reaction to the forward air pressure attempts by Jtails. He's going to be able to catch him before he can even touch the ground afterwards. And, in that situation, you'd want to be fading backwards into the ledge instinctively because you still have that Olimar, that teammate, waiting on the other side to punish you if you land on that side. All right, but wow, what I cannot emphasize this enough. What a run from the yellow team, Teb and Klaatu, over and over, clutching out these games, winning these games, and also just going up 2-0 on Larry and Jtails, a team that was just rolling throughout this whole tournament. They've had some close calls, but they've been able to go clutch out those games. Finally, their luck just not running in their way. I mean, I was scared at first because I was talking about how much NorCal loves doubles like across every single platform fighter, and I was worried that we wouldn't be getting much representation in the very top of this bracket, but Teb and Klaatu defending our honor when it comes to things, at least forcing this to a game 5, but with how clean they've been playing near the end of both of the previous games, they might be able to just take the set right now off this game.
Great parry right there off of the Pikmin throw from Jtails, still keeping Klaatu at this ledge. PK Fire, keeping up so much pressure.
When you really need a red Pikmin, you know, just to get right past all of this pressure, but Solmar only just now plucks his first one.
Yeah, but fortunately enough, when he tossed out that white Pikmin, it actually ate the first PK Fire hitbox and just kept that white Pikmin there, making sure that the PK Fire wasn't right in front of him, harassing his shield. You know, everyone on the board, even-ish percent, finally the back air actually going to do it, and immediately the back air out from Teb.
It's just like chess, man. If you lose one of your pieces, you want to at least have another one in position to get that revenge kill.
That smash is going to be online. Not enough to take Larry's stock, but Larry has to be careful. Ends up getting scooped up. The up throw still not enough.
Almost getting him in position to be caught in the down air, though. A great idea by Klaatu and Teb. And we see a lot more restraint, again, coming out from Larry. He knows that he needs to leverage this stock as much as possible, just trying to exist around, you know, force pressure openings on the yellow team that then Jtails can leap in and capitalize on, as opposed to actually opening himself. But going to be caught by that up smash, I think maybe trying to jump out of shield.
All these neutralers just trading back and forth between both these players. Teb and Larry have kind of just been going at it back and forth, really.
Not even going to get the forward smash out. So little N-like at the end of that forward throw by Fox.
Yeah, jab would have been a better option. And Larry recognizing that, using his own jab to get out of that situation.
Members of yellow team are taking on a bit more damage than the red team.
Oh, no. Oh! Okay, the last hits of the super jump punch not connecting. Teb ended up delaying just a tiny bit because he wanted to land on that platform to get some extra height on those up airs.
Larry and Jtails essentially taking turns being at point here. I like that they're both so comfortable doing that if need be, that the moment one of them is knocked away, the other one just resumes that same pressure to keep the yellow team boxed into one of these corners.
That smash not going to do it, but the second one is, well, you know, Olimar being such a lighter character than Mario.
Oh, a great jumping attack by Jtails to force a clank on the Pikmin before it could kill him for escaping the double up smash.
You can avoid all the smash attacks. Finally, a forward smash going to be online after Jtails really just trying to get some space with those PK fires. We have almost everyone but Klaatu at kill percent at the moment.
Klaatu, though, on his last stock. Red team, again, keeping this lead going as the game has progressed.
Unfortunately, Larry got caught by that PK fire, but at least the back air from Klaatu did not take away that stock. And I really like that from Larry, just keeping up those jabs, understanding if he went for a throw, he was going to get punished by Klaatu.
Things are looking worse and worse, though, for the yellow team. Red team just doing such a solid job leveraging their lead, not getting too ambitious, recognizing that so long as they keep an even amount of trades with the opposing teams, they're just going to come out on top. And if they can just close out this Olimar stock, they're going to be in such a strong position to clean up Teb right afterwards.
Larry again coming in with that up smash. We're expecting Klaatu to go ahead and land down, but Klaatu just going the opposite direction, but he is sitting at 117. Teb not looking too much better.
We have now death percent online for both members of yellow team now at the triple digits. One of these up airs or up smashes from Fox will do the job.
Yep, going past the Pikmin and the whistle. We have Teb going past that yo-yo too. Jtails really trying to go ahead and seal out the stock, holding out that shield. Can't hold it for that long, but the backer gonna be online. Larry and Jtails getting themselves on the board.
Doing a very great job. We've seen slowly every single game they were doing slightly better every time, and this time being able to walk away with a game win right when they needed it, on the verge of elimination. Now, though, they have to contend with
potentially 3 counter picks.
Two counter picks.
Oh, 2 counter picks. Excuse me. 2 counter picks from Klaatu and Teb.
Yeah, they get just the ability to make 2 different guesses, and I don't think they would make a counter pick in terms of character choice. I know Teb has been having a lot of fun with the Crom, but that is such a potential risky pick because of how fast that character can die off stage.
No, I think with the way these games have been going, and the process of this set. There's no really reason to switch up characters unless, really, in this game, they get blown up.
Yeah. And then at that point, you'd be gambling your entire tournament run on that counter pick too, which would be quite terrifying to do. So we'll just have to see how this plays out now. They get the choice and run it back to Town and City where they won the second game. Might as well try it because they have managed to win on this stage as well, not just here, but against many other teams as well.
All right, each of the teams is kind of trading blows at the moment. Jtails, funny enough, actually still untouched at the moment.
That's actually okay. There we go. Finally,
yeah. The neutral just gonna find its spot.
20 seconds into doubles and not being hit is kind of an achievement in itself.
Larry getting blown back by that back air. Fortunately, able to go and recover. Gets the tech as well, rising with that down air.
I kind of like that Jtails just literally put himself in front of Larry because, like, if a grab came out, it would have just grabbed Jtails instead, and Larry could have picked up the punish right afterwards and still be safe on stage.
Well, and that was actually great recognition coming out from Jtails, understanding that forward air out of Olimar actually is disjointed this time, but going through Town and City ends up getting that parry. And Larry finally losing that stock. And as we were talking about, Jtails, wasn't getting touched too often. Now sitting at 119 and landing that forward smash.
That is huge to keep things even across both teams. Even though they were finding themselves on the back foot at the start of this game 4, Red Team as good as always at just kind of grinding out that value over time. It's interesting to contrast, like, the way, like, compared to how we see, like, Ally and Void play, where they can just get such explosive single-moment punishes. Red Team seems a lot more oriented about finding these neutral wins and just holding on to advantage for as long as possible, keeping opponents in that corner and just picking them off every single time they try to get out.
Yeah, we're seeing that right now from the yellow team, actually. Finally, the red team able to escape, but we have Klaatu running straight up in there, getting that grab on Larry. Klaatu sitting at 117, but getting 3 up airs.
Yeah, they're making up that big damage deficit between the two teams. Not only that, I just now noticed Klaatu is actually still on his first stock.
Yeah, and still going to hold on to it even past that back throw.
Yeah, that just shows you how much larger this stage got from Smash 4.
All right, Teb again trying to rise up with those neutral airs. Ends up getting a trade. At this time it is pretty favorable, but he is bleeding quite a bit, sitting at 95.
Both members of Yellow Team just kind of content to take their time in this corner, not wanting to overrush things and lose the lead that they've managed to fight for so hard.
Yeah, Jtails again trying to go for that down smash, but Teb so aggressive with that get-up attack, and wow, Klaatu still his 3 stocks first one on board, and he has the death lineup on deck as well. Yeah. 2 purples.
Cunning use of Whistle in order to get through Larry's attempt to finish him off and then take the stock in exchange. This is, like, honestly, just the value that Klaatu got from this stock could win Yellow Team this entire game and then the set.
Yeah, and unfortunately there, the red team had a great opportunity to take away Klaatu's stock. They do there, but Jtails a little bit off the mark to convert off of that grab that Larry had.
There we go, finishing off Jtails' second stock. Larry on his last one at 70%. They have to take a clean stock and a half before Red Team can make this even.
Oh, Larry has the white on him, racking up so much percent, sitting at 91 after all of it.
And I like, again, Teb slowly making his way to the edge. They recognize where this lead can be lost, and it's so much in that edge guard situation.
Klaatu cleanly just rolling on, catches Larry with the up smash. Larry cannot take another one of those. I mean, what I really like from the yellow team is the fact that they do rack up a lot of pressure, but when they realize they're not in a favorable position, they immediately reset that neutral. They don't mind being stuck at this corner, at this ledge, because they feel confident that Klaatu can continually toss out those Pikmin and then get the stocks just like this.
Yeah. We have everybody at that nuclear percent. So far,
there goes the back throw. That's going to do it. Jtails left by himself.
There we go.
This is going to kill. Yes.
So up until that point, it was interesting because Klaatu kept finding grabs, but none of them were worth the blue point. And I feel like that almost conditioned the opponents to not be as afraid of the Olimar grabs. And then when he finally had the blue on point, he was able to find it so cleanly.